Hey everyone, my name is Monroe Man, your licensed New York City tour guide. That is true. I actually have the card and I just renewed it. So not only are you going to get a tour, a virtual vacation to New York City by someone who lives right here in the area, but you'll also get one by somebody who is a licensed tour guide. So this should be really, really exciting. Gay, Ria, Alice, great to have you join us. Chioma was here momentarily ago. I think she got disconnected. Alice is joining us from Canada, Gay from the Philippines, Ria in India, and Chioma was in Nigeria. And we are all having a break diving virtual vacation for those of you on YouTube. So if you like what you see, come and join us. You can actually participate in these yourself. The last time was to Karachi, Pakistan. And we're a worldwide awesome community at breakdiving.io. We hope you'll join us and also click like and share the video. So in the chat room earlier on break diving, we were talking about one thing that you know about New York City. So let's go back again and revisit some of those. Ria, what did you say?
Statue of Liberty.
That's right. The Statue of Liberty, like this. And it's a very, very beautiful statue. Where did the statue come from? France.
Oh.
So France gave the Statue of Liberty to the United States as a gift of friendship. And interestingly, do you know the Eiffel Tower? The inside of the Statue of Liberty looks just like the Eiffel Tower. Not the same shape, but the same structure. And why is that? Because Gustav Eiffel actually designed the interior of the Statue of Liberty, the frame on which the actual figure was built. So every time you see the Statue of Liberty, you can be reminded of New York. Every time you see the Eiffel Tower, every time you see the Eiffel Tower, you can be reminded of New York. Every time you see the Statue of Liberty, you can be reminded of Paris. Gay, what's something that you know about New York City?
It's 9/11, City Never Sleeps, and yes, that's both.
Yeah, and so 9/11, that's an interesting story. I was in the city on 9/11 to go get my sister who was trapped in the subway system. And she was one of the people, believe it or not, who was going to the World Trade Center that day to visit a client. But the planes hit and the subway system stopped while she was on the subway, but she was downtown right there. My dad and I got into our car and we drove into the city. And my dad was a former lieutenant colonel in the military. And I was currently in the Army, National Guard. So I was able to, my dad and I get through all the police checkpoints and I was able to get down and we were able to get my sister. So that's my big memory of 9/11. It's a memory for anyone who lives in this New York City area. And the other thing was the city that never sleeps. And what's fascinating is that it is the city of never sleeps, but because of COVID, it's very sleepy at the moment. And as I was in there just a few days ago to take an exam, and there's very few people in the subway. I took a commuter train into the city at 7 a.m. Usually at 7 a.m. you can only stand on the train because there are so many people. You cannot get a seat at my station. And it was 90% empty. I mean, there's nobody going into the city now. So it's very, very different. We're all hoping that it becomes the city that never sleeps again. But right now it's hibernating. And it's very, very different. Do you know what hibernating is, Ria?
They sleeps.
No.
Do you know when a bear goes into the cave for the winter and sleeps for 6 months? That's called hibernating. A bear goes to hibernate. So we're hoping it's just a long sleep that eventually they'll come out of hibernation. And Alice, what's something that you can think of about New York City?
Yeah, I just know that New York City is the biggest city in the world. and I never been there. And there's I know the statue and the TV tower and a really beautiful night view and around the sea.
You know what's funny? People think it's the biggest city in the world. And it's
Yeah,
funny,
yeah.
Alice, you're from China.
Uh-huh.
And most cities in China are bigger than New York City in terms of population.
Really?
So New York City used to be the biggest. New York City has a population of about, I believe, around 9 million people now.
Yeah.
And Shanghai has, I think, 22 million. Let me just check right
What
now.
the population is Shanghai?
What is the population of New York City? Oh, Siri's being very difficult today. Siri is hibernating too. What is the population of New York City?
In 2019, the population of New York City was 8,336,817.
Yeah, so it's about 8.5 million. Shanghai is 22 million. I
Shanghai
believe-
around 40 million, I think. No.
I think it's big. I trust you more, even though I did live there. Let's find out.
And for the I'm
What is
confused.
the population of Shanghai, China?
In 2019, the population of Shanghai was 24,281,400.
So it's even more than I thought it was. It's now 24 million people. But the difference is, I believe there are more people per square mile in Manhattan. Manhattan has more tall buildings, I think, than any city in a small area, because New York City, Manhattan had to build up. And let me share my screen now to show you a little bit about this. So this is the area that I live in here, is Rye Brook, Portchester. This is the Connecticut border. Here's Greenwich, Connecticut. So if you take 95, take it south, this highway, all the way through New Rochelle, Pelham, and then you end up here in the Bronx. The Bronx is part of Manhattan, part of New York City. And there are 5 boroughs. There's the Bronx here. There's Manhattan, Queens, Brooklyn, and down here is Staten Island. So we call these the 5 boroughs. A lot of people think of Manhattan and think that is New York City. But that's just that's the most famous part of New York City, Manhattan. But actually New York City is 5 sections and we call them boroughs. Can you say that? Borough. Alice, say it.
Borough. Where?
Borough. Borough.
Borough.
Yes. Gay, can you say it?
Bird?
Borough.
What?
Yeah.
Let me put it into the chat box for you guys. It's spelled Borough. Borough.
Borough.
Oh, okay, borough.
Borough.
So Manhattan is not a city. Queens is not a city. Brooklyn is not a city. Staten Island is not a city. And the Bronx is not a city. What are they?
It's a borough.
They are each boroughs. So how many boroughs
Okay.
are in New York City?
1, 2, 3, 4,
Almost.
5.
5. Staten Island, Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, Manhattan. And if you're wondering how long does it take to get where I am in this Portchester area to the Bronx, about 20 minutes. How long does it take for me from get to where I live? If I'm driving a car to Central Park in Manhattan, probably about 25 minutes, 30 minutes.
Highway, right?
Say it again.
Drive from highway.
Yeah, if you drive on the highway, and you can generally, you can take 90. There are a number of different highways. There are a lot of them here. So let me ask, where do you want to go first? Do you want to go to Staten Island, Brooklyn, Queens, the Bronx, or Manhattan?
Manhattan.
That's where everyone wants to go first. So now the interesting thing is when you come to New York City, if you fly here, you don't land in Manhattan. It's an island. It's tiny. this is the island. You can't see it, but there's a river that goes through here. So this is an island. You have to land either here in Newark Airport, or here in Queens, you land at JFK Airport. So if you come from internationally from a different country, you're coming into Newark, or into Newark is in what state? It's not in New York, it's in New Jersey.
Newark.
So Newark is in New Jersey. We'll come back. Let me just show you a little bit. So here's Philadelphia. You've heard of that. Maybe that's in Philadelphia. That's in Pennsylvania. And then let's come back even a little bit more. I want to see if I can, let's say New Jersey somewhere here. There it is, right here, New Jersey. So you can even land in Newark, New Jersey, which is over here, or you can land in Queens, which is part of New York City.
New Jersey, part of the New York City?
No, New Jersey is a different state.
Yeah.
So here's another thing. You see up here, it says New York,
Yeah.
and here it says New York.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Yes.
New York.
It's because New York is also the name of this city here, which has how many boroughs?
Oh.
5.
5 boroughs. And those 5 boroughs of New York City are part of New York State. So if you see here, this is Buffalo, New York. New York is very big. The state. This is Buffalo, New York. Rochester, New York, which is right near. This is all Canada up here. So if you come up to these
Buffalo belong to New York.
Say it again.
Buffalo belong to New York.
Yeah, Buffalo is part of New York, and it's right on the border of Canada. So if you're in Buffalo, New York,
the bridge, there's Buffalo.
Say it again.
Yeah, we just driving past the bridge, Canada and US. The bridge is Buffalo. We go there.
Yeah. In fact, if we zoom in right here, you can see the bridge that goes over from New York to there's Canada. This is New York.
Yeah, really close.
And you know what's funny? This kind of shows you the difference between the United States and Canada. Look at all these streets in Buffalo, in New York, and then you cross over the border into Canada, and look, it's all forest. And so, I mean, there are very few big cities in Canada. Really, it's just Vancouver, Toronto, Montreal, and maybe there are a few more. Like there's Toronto. And
have you been there?
Yeah, I've been to Toronto a few times. I've been to Montreal twice. I don't know if I've been to Quebec City. I have not been to Ottawa. And if you look, Canada is just as big as the United States in terms of its width. Here, this is also Canada. Here's Los Angeles and Washington State, and you come up here, and Vancouver is here. It's very close to Seattle. But the other thing about the United States is that this is also the US. This is Alaska. So Alaska connects to the northwest of Canada. So So anyway, I mean, it's very big, and we go back. I mean, this is the United States, and then we go back. Tiny New York City. And so let's zoom in now to Manhattan. So let's say we either flew into Newark or we flew into JFK. Let's say we fly into Newark. We fly into Newark, and then we could take a bus or a train into Manhattan.
Yeah, how long?
It takes about 25 minutes to get from Newark into Manhattan. It takes about maybe 18 minutes to get from JFK in Queens to Manhattan. So either way, you have to drive or take the train or subway about 20 to 30 minutes to come to Manhattan. So where Rhea chose that we would go to Manhattan first. Do we want to go to Lower Manhattan first, Do we want to go to Central Park first? Do we want to go to Times Square first?
Central Park.
Times Square.
Central Park.
This
Central-
Central Park is the French, France.
No, the Statue of Liberty is what we got this Statue of Liberty from France here.
Oh, here.
And you know what? Let's just
There's the Central Park.
let me just zoom in on here real quick and let's just look at the Statue of Liberty quickly. And see if it will allow us to actually get in there. There we go. So I don't think we can do street view. Can we? Oh, we can do street view. So here, so this is Ellis Island. The statue's right here.
Oh, they have.
And if you could look over here, this is actually Manhattan over here. You can see that that's the Freedom Tower.
Mhm.
This is downtown. If you go up here, there is it's hard to see with her head. I think that's either the Chrysler building or the Empire State Building. And so anyway, let's go back. We'll take a look here again at the Statue of Liberty. We'll go up a little bit higher.
So
And
come
see.
to need take a boat.
Yeah, you can take a ferry that'll take you out here to the Statue of Liberty, and you can climb up to you can see up here, you can climb up here and look out from here.
Really?
And sometimes, not very often, you can climb up the stairs of the arm to look out from up top here.
Oh.
So you might be able to see the ferry dock. No, there, yeah, right there. I believe that is the ferry that you can take. So that's our first stop, is to see the Statue of Liberty. And cool. And let's see, can we go back? And let's zoom back out again. I don't think we can go on the boat. Let me see. Sometimes they do the Google Street View and you can actually jump on a boat. Let's see if we can get on a boat. All right, well, here's the boat dock. And it'll let us walk, but I don't think we can join the boat. However, it looks like a nice day. Shall we swim?
Adjust your coat there, no?
So we'll just,
the guy's green and
I'm sure it's cold and it's also a really long swim. So let's all
I don't know
let's,
how to swim.
okay, well, it'll be a short trip for you then. All right. Just kidding. All right, so anyway, let's pretend that we found the boat, and so we would take this over here and to take us back to where we want to go here. So here is, we want to go to Battery Park. And okay, so let's go back up. We'll go up to Central Park, which it sounded like you wanted to go. And this is the unique thing about New York City. Look at the streets here in Lower Manhattan. You see how they're all linked together. They're very windy. They go left, they go left, they go up, they go to the side. They turn, they go around in circles. They're not straight. It's very easy to get lost down here.
Yeah.
But as you get up here, all of a sudden, look what happens. It becomes a grid. It's uptown and east and west. And you got 28th Street, 29th, 30, 31, 32, 33rd, 34. And then here, if you look, we've got Park Avenue. And let's see where we are here. Find a better look here. Here. You can show, you have like 5th Avenue, 6th Avenue, 7th Avenue. 8th Avenue. So once you get up here, it becomes a lot easier to find your way around because it's just numbers. And so moving up, here is Central Park. This is Trump Tower from our former president. And let's start right here, and then we can maybe go in and walk through. Drop. All right, folks. So we're now in New York City. And the biggest thing about it, no matter where you are in the city, you look up and there are tall buildings everywhere. If you look down this street, tall buildings everywhere. And now look at this. You look at this traffic, you look at all these people here. It's not,
Yeah.
you will not see this now. A big corner with 30 people waiting to cross the street. It's just not the way it is right now. It hasn't been that way for a year and a half now. You will not, if you were on this corner right now, you would not see all these people here, which is good in some way if you're a tourist because there's no crowd. But part of what's unique about New York City is there are so many people. And I'm sure it's very similar to the Philippines and China and India. I haven't been to India or the Philippines, but it's very similar to Shanghai. But I feel that there's actually even more energy, at least before 2 years ago, there's more energy in New York than even in Shanghai because the people walk even faster. And there's even more honking and busy. To some people, it drives them crazy. To others, you have that feeling, like Chioma said, it's the place of dreams. You feel in New York, you feel exhilarated because you see all these people running around trying to make their dreams come true. And it makes you feel good. So let's see if we can find an entrance into Central Park here. Let's see, can we go down this path? I think so. And Central Park is one of the biggest public parks in the world. I once got a rental bike and I rode with my friend inside Central Park, around the entire park inside, and it took more than like an hour and a half. It was extremely long. There are a lot of ponds. There's a zoo that's in the park. There are some skating rinks that are in the park. Lots of playgrounds in the park. And so that's what we're doing now. And there are a lot of paths that you can see. If you want to go a certain way, do you want to go left or right? Gay, make a decision.
Right?
Left.
Gay, you said left?
Left.
Okay, Alice, you can choose next time.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, Alice, do we go straight or right?
Go straight.
Okay. And you can see there are also streets that go to Central Park. There are not many parks in the world that have lots of cars driving through them, but you can go through Central Park in your car in many different places, because otherwise the taxis would have to go all the way up to the top, all the way across and then down to go from east side to the west side or west side to east side. And so that makes it very inconvenient. And let's see. All right, so Aria, do we go straight or do we go down here?
Straight.
Straight, okay. Whoop, went the wrong way. How do I go back? Well,
So inside have a parking lot, right?
I don't think there are a lot of parking in Central Park. There are a lot of these petty bikes.
Oh.
When I was younger and I was trying to become an actor in New York City, in my beginning acting days, I went to a petty bike training school, and I became very close to becoming a pedicab driver, but it didn't happen.
That do more exercise.
I've always wanted to do that. Maybe one day I can still do it. I've always thought it was a lot of fun. You get good exercise and you meet very interesting people, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
if you like talking, you can meet a lot of people and then get more. You know, you want to write your word, you can get more information.
Absolutely. The other thing I love about Central Park is that it's such a big park that you really feel like you're in nature, right? But
Right.
if you look up sometime, like you still see this beautiful skyline of Manhattan, which is so nice because you're like, how the heck could I be in such a beautiful nature zone in this huge city that's so big and noisy?
Yes. Very
There's a little
scenic.
bit similar
What's that?
there's a little bit similar in Burnham Park here in Baguio, Philippines.
I read about that, Gabe. We need to do a virtual vacation to Baguio City with you sometime soon. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, it's my turn. I'm gonna go. Oh, you know, wait, who didn't go? All right, I'm gonna go this way. Oh no, I'm not. Google says we're gonna go straight. Okay, so let's go straight again. And
Don't let you go that side. I want to see that side too.
so, all right, let's see. Maybe we can go back into the park this way. No. So I guess obviously it depends on which path they let us go through. And let's see. Okay, so there we were able to go down this side path. There's a beautiful pond in Central Park. I'm wondering if we could find it. Let's see.
Those trees are amazing.
Which trees?
Absolutely.
all of the trees.
Do you not have trees like this in the Philippines?
Yeah, we have a lot of trees. So.
Let's go down here. As you can see, it's a place where a lot of people like to walk their dogs and also go jogging. But it's always recommended, here's the pond, that you don't go into Central Park at night. It's closed because unfortunately in the past, there have been people who have been raped or assaulted and stuff. You should always be in here during the day because otherwise there are no people here. But this is a beautiful pond here. There are a lot of ducks and different birds and things that you can feed from here. It's very pretty. Alice, have you been to the United States yet?
A few times. I've been to Orlando, Las Vegas, Miami, and LA, Los Angeles.
Wait, you visited all of these cities, but you didn't visit New York?
And New Jersey too. That time New Jersey just with friend for like a business trip, and then actually just I said, oh, next time I should go to New York. For me, I always said this is the biggest city, not population. I think it's because of how big.
You know what it is? It's because I think because New York is part of so many stories, so many movies, so many TV shows and things, everybody knows it. So everyone thinks it's so huge, but population wise, it's not as big as some other cities. But when you're in Manhattan, you feel like you are in one of the most populous cities in the world because of how close
why I
it is.
didn't went to New York? Because most time I went to US, most is in the winter. Canada winter so cold. Then I go to New York for that place always warm. In the winter, go there for this. I want more sunshine or something.
You got to come in the
Not
summer.
similar with Canada. Toronto.
What we're gonna stop and grab something to eat here. What do you guys? Break diving will pay for whatever you want. So you have to look and see. You can get a iced coffee, frozen yogurt, a turkey sandwich, some chips, a drink. What else? Some sausages, hot dog. Ria, what do you want?
I want some chips.
Okay. Which ones? You have to pick by the color of the bag.
The blue one.
Right here?
Yeah.
All right, pop chips for you. Gay, what do you want to eat or drink?
Frozen yogurt.
Okay, one frozen yogurt, please. Alice?
I want hot dog. I went to New York, US
Okay.
many times. That didn't
What-
Canada, US the hot dog, the taste.
Okay, one. I have to close the window because there's noise outside. You know what? It didn't help a lot. It's still very noisy. I'm gonna have a turkey sandwich, and I'll have one of these. I'll have this red drink right here. Yum yum yum. So
Looks like energy drink.
yeah, I think it's vitamin water or something like that. Or
Oh, you didn't buy a drink for me.
oh, I did. I got you a drink. I got you a nice some tea. Is that good?
Yeah, good.
It's good.
Keep walking. They have a lot of these throughout the park. These wagons with horses.
I like the white horses too.
So if you want, actually, I think that looks like you, Alice, right here.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
It looks like fun.
So let's go through a little bit more.
Oh, that's nice.
Which way did we come from? This is the way we're going. Yeah. Okay. I think this should take us out of the park. I think, and then we can go look at a different.
This part good.
They have a lot of these throughout too. You'll see lots of staircases, and they take you up through all these different rocks. There are a lot of rocks. Some of them are very high, so you can kind of go on a hike through Central Park, and which is nice. And we can't go through that way. Let's see. I think we can go this way. And I don't know, it might take us a long time to get out of here. I don't know what, there is a kids park here with a merry-go-round and different rides and things like that you can go on. So anyway, I don't want to waste time trying to find our way out of the park because it might take us forever. Let me just see if this takes anywhere that reminds me of where we are. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, it's easy to get lost in here and not so much lost, but it's big. And like I said, I don't know how long it would take for us to get over to here. So let's just zoom out. Let's go back. And
Yeah.
let's go to Times Square. Actually, what we'll do is I'll show you when I take the train into the city. I take the train into 42nd Street, Grand Central Terminal. I want to show you the inside of Grand Central because that's really, really beautiful. And then we can walk to Times Square. So,
Central. Oh,
let me see if it'll let us go inside. Here it is. Yeah, this is gorgeous. So this is the one of the main train stations in New York City. And this is called Grand Central.
wow, so beautiful.
And again, you see how many people here? You don't
Yes.
see this many people there now. It's maybe 10% of this. But usually I come in on a track that's usually one of these two tracks on the upper level here, but sometimes it's the lower level. And then I'll walk from here across here, and I'll walk to under this part over here, under this bridge, and then
It's
over,
very neat
and that
and
takes
clean.
me to the subway. What's that?
It's very neat and clean.
Yeah, it's very beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful places. And if you look up on the roof, there have all these constellations.
Yeah.
And these
Yes.
stars, they actually light up. So you can see all of the stars of the zodiac on the wall. And something very
That
interesting.
glass.
Say it again.
That the roof is glass.
No, it's not glass. I don't know what it's made of,
Oh,
but it's not. These are stars that are painted on there.
oh. Like
And
the car there have something like this.
and this right here, do you see that little brown spot?
What that?
That's the old roof. They kept a little bit of the old roof, old ceiling there from many, many years ago when they made this one. So this is a little bit of history that you can see right here. So anyway, we come back down, and if you want to go onto the street, you walk under this flag here, and that'll take you right out to the street. And that's where we're going to go right now. So we'll go right outside. And we want to go outside right here.
The Grand Central.
So if we come outside, I'll come out right onto this street right over here. This is 42nd Street. So this is the very famous street that you see in the movies. And if you go straight down here, this is the Chrysler building right here. If you go straight down, you'll come to the UN building, United Nations. And this is the Grand Central that we were just inside. And this is a new building that they just built in the last 2 years.
What's that, a bridge?
What's that? This bridge? What?
Yeah. This.
Alright. That's Park Avenue. It's a street that goes up here, and then it goes up, and it keeps going up there. So it's actually cars drive over this, and bicycles.
Park Avenue is a brand too, na?
Say it again, Ria.
A Park Avenue is a clothing brand too.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't understand you. Did someone understand what she said?
No. It's a brand of clothing.
Is
Is
what
it
it,
right
Yeah,
here?
what's a brand of clothing? What?
it's a showroom, and I think it's a showroom, Park Avenue here.
Okay, well, you girls know better about clothing than me.
Okay.
The important thing you do in New York City is you always have to look up, because that's the beauty of New York, is it has these huge buildings everywhere. So let's move down. Let's keep going. There's a McDonald's right here, Gay, that I always eat at whenever I'm in the city. Let's see.
Yeah,
Where
I
is it?
miss McDonald's.
Unless it closed down and now it's a Chick-fil-A. Oh my gosh. I think it closed down and it's a Chick-fil-A. Or it's up here. Or maybe that's pretty weird. Usually there was a McDonald's there. But yeah, I guess it's a Chick-fil-A now. Nope, there it is. Because I know that's your favorite store ever, Gay.
Yeah.
I've eaten at this
But
store a
lately I
lot.
never been to McDonald's because we always eat Igorot's food. Yeah.
So this is a good restaurant, Metro. Sometimes I eat at Bravo Pizza right here. Bravo Pizza. This is the New York Public Library. That's very famous. You can see that here. That's the New York Public Library too. This is my favorite park in New York City. It's Bryant Park. We're still on 42nd Street here. In the winter, they turn the park into this winter village. That's why there are these buildings here. These are all shops where you can buy things. And there's an ice skating rink in the middle. I don't know if we can go and see it. No, it won't let us go inside the park. But there's an ice skating rink in there. Let's keep going. And so we're just going towards Times Square. So we're on the east side now. New York is broken up into the east side and the west side at Fifth Avenue. We just crossed Fifth Avenue back near the public library. This was Sixth Avenue. So we're about to go to 7th. These are the New York City taxis. You see there are lots of them. They come in all different shapes and sizes, like this, like this, like this. And keep going. We're getting very close to Times Square now, and you're going to see lots of billboards soon. And you guys can see there's always these tall buildings everywhere. And in one moment, we will be in the heart of Times Square. And here we are. So this is the subway station here in Times Square. And if we look up this way, this is, you're going to see the Times Square that you see in all of the movies. Let's see if we can get up there north.
Subway.
So now we're, so yeah,
Looks like
Broadway's right
there's a
here.
lot of
too.
billboards.
Yeah, there's so many billboards here constantly, everywhere.
Yeah.
And when I get up, I'm going to go north, uptown, and then I'm going to turn around so you can see a little bit better.
Greens.
So this is the middle of Times Square now. So you could see the Lion King, Old Navy, all of these billboards. Billboards up on there. And this is where the famous ball drops for the New Year's Eve. If you ever see that. I don't know if people outside the United States know about that. So this is Times Square, and I'd say 90% of these people are tourists.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the people are tourists. Are there any stores that you guys want to look at that you see?
You are in New York now or somewhere else?
Most is Times Square is a big shopping mall.
It's Times Square is like Renmin Guangchang in Shanghai.
Okay.
And there's a lot of shopping here, but there's also more shopping on Madison Avenue, downtown. Macy's is a famous store. Now, what we could do, Ria, did you ask me a question?
Yeah.
What was the question?
I was asking that, are you living in New York now?
I live 25 minutes north of right here.
Oh,
So do you remember
wow.
we were at Grand Central at that train station?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I would take the subway or walk or bike from here back to that station. And then I would take the train if I'm taking the train, it takes about 45 to 50 minutes to get. So when I took the train, it took me about an hour total. I had to drive to the train station, get on the train. And then when I got to the train, I had to use the subway. So now if we go up here a little bit, now we're on 7th Avenue. we're near Broadway. Just so you know, Broadway's right next to us. I want to just show you. Let me see if we go down.
What I'm thinking is that you can give us a live tour too of New York.
Of course, as soon as you come to New York City, I'm ready to show you guys around. Assuming I'm still
Yeah.
here. There's another McDonald's for you, Gay.
Maybe I should apply in McDonald's in New York City.
I think you'd be great. You'd be great at McDonald's in New York City. They'd be very blessed to have you. So we're kind of stuck now. They don't let us go up there any further. Let me see. Can we go down this street here? I don't know why it's suddenly not letting me. So it looks like we can only go back down. So let's jump back here. For the last place that we want to go, is there anywhere else that you guys wanted to visit in New York City for today?
The Twin Tower.
Okay, well, I'll take you to where the Twin Towers used to be. Now it's called Freedom Tower. So we could go down to the 9/11 Memorial and Museum area. And let's find out where it is. It's right near Trinity Church. Let's see if we can find them. Look for Freedom Tower. If you see, oh, here, this is where they used to be. So we might be able to go there and see where they used to be.
There have 911.
Say it again.
There's a have 911 like a memorial museum.
And this building here is all new.
Yeah.
It was built on the place where in the area of the old World Trade Center. Let's see if we can get out. Oh, here it is. It's called the Oculus. And this is a big shopping mall. That's what this is. Let me see if there's a way for us to get out of here.
Yeah, I like go to shopping mall.
There it is. So this is the Freedom Tower. This is the new tower that was built to replace the Twin Towers.
It's finished or not yet?
Yeah, this is finished. And I think this new building is finished now too. I want to see if I can find out where the museum is. I think that might be it. Let me see.
Around there, see that.
I think it's over here. There's the tower. There's the WTC map. There's the memorial. There's a map. Yeah, it's telling us that the memorial is this way. So I don't know if it's going to let us get in there though. No, Google, maybe they probably didn't let Google go down in there. I think because maybe it's a security risk. They don't want people around the world to be able to go in there with Google Maps and maybe plan to do another terrorist attack. So, but this is what downtown looks like. Let me go to Wall Street. Actually, that's a good place that everybody usually visits. Let's go to Wall Street, which is nearby. If you're like, we're right here, World Trade Center. We're just coming here over to Wall Street. And I could show you the stock exchange. Okay. I don't know where we are right now. Are we on Wall Street? We're on Wall Street. We're stuck. I think this is the way to the actual New York Stock Exchange. I think it's this building right here. Let's see. And yeah, so here's Federal Hall. This is a famous building, an old building, as you can see. And this is it doesn't look as fancy as you'd think, but this is the New York Stock Exchange building right here. I don't know if there's something that says it. No. But we can get a little closer. And no, well, let me read that sign. So anyway, that is that. And this is what downtown looks like. You notice the buildings are a lot smaller. They all look a little bit older. The streets, if you look at them, look, this is what it was like many, many years ago. So they have these cobblestone streets.
Nice.
So it's very, very beautiful down here. And you can see these streets here like that. And again, it won't let us go any further. Can we go down this street? Maybe. Yeah, it's letting us go down Exchange Place. And if you notice with these streets, they're a lot more narrow. There's not a lot of space between, because these streets were all back in the horse and carriage days, before there were cars. Let me see if I can find another like old place. Chambers Street. We can find, if I go to Canal, I go down here towards there's a very famous place. I forget the name of it. Just want to go to Soho. There's Soho, Canal Street, but I want to find this particular street, Bleecker Street. Do you see Bleecker Street here? I don't remember where it is. Let me type it in. Bleecker Street, New York. Bleecker Street is very famous. Oh, it's a little bit north. Here it is. All right, this will be our last destination for today. So let's go to Bleecker. And when we walk down Bleecker, you'll see it's very pretty. Huh, that's funny. Here's the bitter end. I believe this actually closed, but this is a rock and roll club where my rock band once played. Oh, the bitter end might be there. I think the Elbow Room is what closed down. But at both of these places, my band played. We played music. A lot of places for live music. Here's a blues club, etc. A lot of bars and pubs that are on Bleecker Street. And it's more of a smaller neighborhood, as you can see. And you can see where we are now. That was the Freedom Tower where we just were. And the architecture is very different. You can tell you this is a lot older architecture. And let's go up this way on Bleecker, actually. And you'll see a lot of these smaller buildings. And this is unique to this lower Manhattan part of town, where you don't have these huge skyscrapers as much. And it kind of feels like a more residential place, and you'll find interesting architecture like this. And it kind of feels like you're in a smaller place. And so. This is, and like I said, the streets are smaller. You don't find tiny streets like this. This is called Minetta. And it's just one lane, very small, very charming. And this is only things that you'll find down here in downtown. And it looks very European in a way. This kind of looks like you could be in Paris, maybe. Maybe in some back alley in London or somewhere. But you don't, and again, that's because this was originally called New Amsterdam. And then it was called New York. So it could be how the Netherlands looked way back in the day, how they built this. And will they let us go any further? No. This is the end of the road. Unless, wait. It's not the end of the road. But they let us go a little bit further. Awesome. So NYPD stands for New York Police Department. So you see that everywhere. And very nice area to walk around in. And there's a small little park right here. Oh, wait a second. There's one place we have to go that we didn't go since we have Alice here who's from China. We're going to go to Chinatown.
Ah,
Let's go to Tangrenjie.
唐人街 yeah 唐人街
And when you go there, you really feel like you are in New York City, actually in China, because everything is in Chinese. Everything. You don't see English almost anywhere. Let's go there and check it out and see what we find. Well, come on. Last stop. Where look there, all of a sudden, look, if you saw this, where would you think you were? Here's Zhongguo. Which one is this? Let's see if I can remember how my Chinese is.
中国
Zhongguo. I'm not sure what that is, but this is Yinhang. What's this first one? Gongshang.
工商银行
Gongshang Yinhang. Meiguo. It's really cool to go here because you really feel like you are in China. And look at this. All of these businesses are in Chinese. You can get the pharmacy is in Chinese. Everything. There's even a bubble tea place. Look, bubble tea.
Wow.
And let's look around on the other side. Good luck jewelry. Everything. Tiger sugar, skincare. I mean, you really feel like you are in anywhere.
yeah
Hong Kong, Shanghai, Beijing. Everything is. This could easily be somewhere, maybe in China. I mean, look at this.
come from different city and then go New York, so they bring different city things there.
Yeah, and some parts are obviously more. Obviously, this doesn't look like China when it says it has English. So it depends which parts you go to, but there are moments when you're walking around in Chinatown and you just feel totally. Oh, maybe because we're in Little Italy. I think we went too far. Let's go back. We went the wrong way. Let's go back. I think it will become more Chinese-y back this way.
Some American people don't go China, can go Chinatown to in China.
Absolutely. And honestly, whenever I miss China, all I need to do is go to Chinatown here, or
like to eat it there.
there's another place that you can go, which is Flushing. Let me show you this. I don't know why I can't type today. Flushing. And Flushing is in Queens. If you go to Flushing, let's check out, let's just drop it here in downtown Flushing and see if we can see what it looks like. Flushing too is very Chinese. And if you look, I guarantee you everybody here is Chinese. Chinese, 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 Chinese. Literally 90% of the people are in Flushing are Chinese. And to me, that was what I love about it. If ever I would move to New York City, I would either probably live in Chinatown or in Flushing, because to me, I think it's just cool to be a part of the Chinese culture. Let's check out these three people. Can't tell, but she looks Chinese. Those two look Chinese. It's literally, you will feel like you are in, if you go on the bus in China, in Flushing, most of the people are, look, Asian. Almost all these people are from China. And it's really cool experience because there are not many cities in the world where you can go somewhere and feel like you're really in a totally other country. But you go to Flushing, you are basically in China. Everything is in Chinese everywhere. I wouldn't even be surprised if the buses were, but they're not. But it's a fascinating, fascinating place to visit. And if you ever visit New York City, definitely come to Flushing as well. Don't just visit Chinatown, because it's a very interesting feeling to be here, and you feel like you are in a different country. So let's stop the share now. Let's just review. Everyone's going to share what their favorite part of their virtual vacation to New York City was. So let's start with Ria. What was your favorite part?
Central Park.
Why?
I love the greenery because in lockdown I'm at home and I cannot go anywhere. So I love that very much. Very peaceful, very soothing, very scenic it was.
Absolutely. Alice?
I feel like that the ground, that is station. It shows they have beautiful city.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I agree.
Yeah.
Gay?
Yeah, I like the museum, especially the constellations
Mhm.
at the top.
That's not a museum. That's Grand Central train terminal.
Yeah, Grand Central. I like the
Uh,
constellations.
And for me, Central Park is always nice, but today I liked seeing the Statue of Liberty again up so close, because I haven't visited Ellis Island in many, or the whatever the island is that the statue's on. It was nice to see that up close, and it was fun to go to Chinatown and to Flushing again, because everything about China always makes me feel good. I like to see the Chinese language, and so reminded me of my days living in Shanghai. So it was a wonderful trip. Did you guys have a good time?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you.
Thank you. Gave me a reason to get out too, and nice to show off my city to you guys. And I think that's the first official New York City tour that I've ever given on my tour guide license. I've had that tour guide license for many, many years and never actually officially used it. And so that was fun.
Yeah, this is the first time you use your tourist license.
Do you have any questions?
No.
No, really
Hmm.
good.
Make sure you try to make plans to visit New York City
What
sometime in the
season?
next 5 years.
Best season in New York.
The best season in New York is probably, I think, April or May.
April or May, and there they have a lot of cherry. That's because of spring, the flower or something.
Yeah, I think springtime is the same time to visit Paris.
Mhm.
April or May is beautiful in Paris, France, beautiful in New York City. Boston is
Mhm.
really nice in the spring. And
Have
London, England is nice in the spring, as April, May. So it's, you know, it is because it's not too hot and it's not too cold. It's just really nice weather, and there's all the spring flowers are starting to bloom, and you see a lot of beauty.
Yeah, next time I make plan to traveling to New York. No,
So-
not that far. We can drive in there.
If you come while I'm still living here, you let me know, and I'll give you a tour.
Oh my guidance.
I would like
Absolutely.
to come, but
When are you
it
coming,
looks
Gabe?
like, yeah, it looks like you're the new president of USA. Is more
Looks like-
strict in tourism. Yeah, I read an article about him.
And what about him?
Yeah, it looks like he is more strict on tourism.
He's more strict on what?
Tourism.
Oh,
Yes, tourism.
yeah. I don't think there's going to be a lot of tourism here for the. I think it's too bad. I understand. I mean, it's unfortunate. I think a lot of these cities are going to be killed because of and around the world. I mean, tourism is dying everywhere, and I'm hoping that you guys can come visit New York soon. I hope I can come visit India and Baguio City
Yeah.
and are you near Toronto, Alice?
Yeah, really close.
Mm.
40 minutes driving. I live in there. In Toronto, I'm more. Yeah, I live in there more than 12 years there.
Oh, wait, I have been living there.
Really?
No, I'm fixing your English.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I've been living there for 12.
I have been living there for however many years.
Yeah.
Say it.
Okay.
Say
Yeah,
it.
thank you. Yeah. I have been there for 12 years and Barry 3 years. So if you come, I can be your guidance around here.
I can be your guide.
I can be your guide. Yeah. Okay.
Excellent. Wonderful. Well, it's great to see the three of you. You always make me very happy. I love you guys so much. And I can't. What, Ria?
Same here.
Same here.
And I'm looking forward to the next time that we can see each other. And one of these days, we're going to be able to start meeting in person. And we're going to have an event in India and an event in Baguio City, an event in Canada. We will. It may take 20 years before
Yeah.
the lockdowns end.
Welcome you come to Canada. Okay.
Thank you.
And I'll
My
be
aunt-
your guidance.
Yeah, my aunt is in Canada right now.
So let's all meet in Canada then.
Welcome, yeah. Yeah,
Awesome.
everybody come Canada.
And now it's 11:30 a.m. So it's time for me to get lunch. Alice, what time is it where you are? 11:30?
11:35.
So lunchtime for Alice. Gay?
Yeah. 11:30. Yeah, 11:30 actually.
12,
And Gay, what time is it there?
Yeah.
12:31 a.m.
Okay, so it's time for you to go to bed. Maybe.
No, I'm eating my
Okay, so
Korean
you're
food.
having your late night snack.
Yes, it's a
Uh,
ramen spicy.
It looks yummy except for the spicy part.
No, it's a
Ria,
Korean
what time
food.
is it now?
10 p.m.
So are you going to bed or are you going to have a midnight snack too, like Gay?
No, I'm going to bed.
Okay. Well, Ria, I hope you have a great night. Alice, have a good lunch. Gay, have a wonderful midnight snack. And I'm going to go find some yummy lunch.
Yeah, happy lunch.
Happy lunch. Guys, remember to ask your friends. Get your friends to come join us. We
Yeah.
need more members. For all of you guys on YouTube, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this tour of New York City. And please come and join us at breakdiving.io. Everyone wave goodbye to our friends on YouTube.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.